Hi, Mark Warwall is at it again. This week, I have a confession to make. I hope you don't think the less of me because of it, but you're going to want to stick around and watch.
Let the swing begin. Mark Warwall is at it again, and that cat is swinging. Yeah, that cat is swinging.
I am a shallow man, acquisitive, vainglorious, and here's the part that separates me from other shallow people, disturbingly self-aware about it. This is like being a compulsive gambler who can accurately describe all his cognitive distortions while placing bets. It doesn't help. Nothing helps. Here's my problem. I count countries the way other people count calories. And yes, brace yourself, I keep a list. A Word document, organized, with columns. I'm not proud of this. Oh, I just heard my reputation splattering wetly across the linoleum. How many countries have you been to? People ask me this constantly, which makes sense given that I've been a journalist for 48 years, 30 of them at Travel and Leisure, and another 10 freelancing, which means I have essentially been paid actual money to go places and eat things. This is a job. I have this job. I used to be coy about the answer. Oh, I don't know, around 50, 60. I really don't keep track. Who keeps track? Not me. Certainly not in a Word document with columns. But I've abandoned the pretense. When people ask, I now look them dead in the eye and say, 98. Not 95, not 100, 98. I have apparently hit some kind of geographical wall, like a video game character who's run out of map. There exists, and I want you to really sit with this, a nonprofit membership organization whose sole purpose is to recognize people who have visited 100 countries and more. It's called the Travelers Century Club, which, first of all, correctly places the apostrophe in travelers, a fact I find more impressive than anything else about it. Membership costs $175 for the first year, initiation fee included, and $75 annually thereafter. The benefits include regional meetups, quarterly newsletters, exclusive info files based on fellow members' experiences, photo contests, and I quote, bragging rights. They listed bragging rights as a benefit in writing. I wish they hadn't done that. Nevertheless, the moment I claw my way out of this 98 country rut, I am writing a check for $175 and mailing it to the Traveler Century Club HQ in Los Angeles. Why? Go back and watch the beginning of this video. My adult children travel. This is relevant because when I returned triumphant from Tahiti, I informed my oldest daughter that I had bagged another country, and she looked at me the way you'd look at a golden retriever who can't learn to catch a tennis ball. Dad, she said, French Polynesia isn't a country. It's an overseas collectivity of France. I had to look up collectivity, but she was right. She's always right. This is one of the more exhausting things about her. Oh, sure, I said, and I suppose you're going to tell me Puerto Rico doesn't count either, or Aruba, or Sint Maarten. She shook her head with the quiet sorrow of a woman watching her father dismantle his own legacy in real time. And Alaska doesn't count either, Dad. But they're on the list, I shrieked, thrusting my laptop at her, the screen displaying the Travelers Century Club's official roster of countries, a document I had been using as sacred scripture, in which, it turns out, has some extremely creative ideas about what constitutes a countable destination. And yet, this is where the Travelers Century Club proves its worth as an arbiter of nations, a geopolitical authority, the modern-day equivalent of Britain's Royal Geographical Society, but with fewer powdered wigs and, one assumes, a functional website. The club's list contains some 330, quote, countries and territories, which is more than the United Nations, which has 193 members, and more than the State Department counts. They go up to 198 countries. Their list includes European Turkey and Asian Turkey as separate entries. It counts Ceuta, which is a tiny Spanish territory on the coast of Morocco, as its own destination. It allowed me to claim 3 countries in Antarctica because I happened to be standing in a spot where Chile, Argentina, and Great Britain all have overlapping territorial claims, which sounds either like a legal nightmare or a very awkward cocktail party. I emailed the club secretary about the Antarctica situation. He said, yes, I get all 3. I would like everyone to understand that I then added all 3 to my Word document in the columns with dates. I have no shame. Meanwhile, if you were to visit Alaska, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, Guam, American Samoa, and the Northern Mariana Islands, you would technically have never left the United States, according to both my daughter and reality. Fly to Martinique, French Guiana, Guadeloupe, Reunion, and Moorea, exotic, remote, scattered across multiple oceans, and you get credit for 1 country, France, which you didn't even visit. There's no logical reason any adult human should be optimizing their travel for maximum country count when they could be, I don't know, learning the trombone or curing something. This is objectively true. I'm aware of this. And yet, I'm printing out that list. I am taping it to my dartboard. I am throwing the dart. Oh, look! Cabinda! A small Angolan exclave on the Atlantic coast, separated from the rest of Angola by the Democratic Republic of Congo, apparently counting as its own Travelers Century Club destination. Now I just need to figure out how to get there. Thanks for sitting in. I'm Mark Warwall. At it again. See you next week. Mwah.